Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another H-Town Rundown, Houston Rockets basketball podcast. I'm with my usual host, Dante, and we are going to jump right into this intro, baby. Let's get it. Welcome back, everybody. How are you guys doing today? I'm here with my boy Dante. Dante, how's it going, man? We actually get to talk on a W. A couple of W's.
We actually get to talk about a win. It was very good getting a win last night in Phoenix, but I'll say we'll talk about more action when we get to the actual game because it was a physical matchup last night. So
yeah, well, a little spicy. Both back-to-back Suns games are actually a little spicy, which is really nice to see. Some from our young guys just really jumping in there, not being afraid, especially Cam Whitmore, man. He got that dog in him, low key. But yeah, I can't wait to jump into it. So let's just jump right into it. We're gonna talk about all the Suns and OKC games, that 5 stretch games, and then the really juicy stuff is at the end where we talk about the potential pick where we may get our own pick potentially, and the Nets pick, what we might end up doing with it, and so on and so forth. So let's jump right into it with that very first game against the Suns, where he ended up actually winning this game here. It was a very good game from quite a few guys over here in this 114-110 win. However, not very efficient. So we're going to start off with our top player for our key players, which was Jabari Smith Jr. I think personally he had really, really good game in these minutes, 41 minutes, 22 points, 16 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Now, his efficiency numbers weren't great. He shot 33% from the field and 30% from 3, which we would like to see that tick up. However, he shot 87.5% from the free throw line, which was absolutely immaculate. And we'll talk about that going forward here with the free throw line kind of being the similarities here and whatnot. And then Fred VanVleet, he had 6 made threes in 36.5 minutes. He ended up making 42.9% of those threes, which is really nice to see from him. He's not really known as an efficiency guy. He had 23 points, 5 boards, 5 assists, and 2 steals to go along with that, along with 47% from the field, which is about Fred average, and went 3 of 4 from the free throw line. And then Amen Thompson off the bench with 33 minutes played. A lot of minutes off the bench there. 15 points, 10 boards, as per usual, 2 assists, a steal, and a block. Plus 14 in those 33 minutes, despite only winning by 4. He shot 54% from the field, didn't make a 3, but he went 75% from the free throw line. Dante, go ahead and going to break down the game for us. Can you go ahead and start with rebounding, how that really told the tale of this game?
Yeah, the rebounding was pretty key. Let's see. We lost the rebounding edge only by 4, 58 to 54. We shot more threes than them, and we made more threes than them. That was the key in the game. We made 15 threes. They only made 7, so they wasn't on point. When you look at the game, I thought it was gonna go like how the first game started. You know, we got off to a bad start. We was able to recover to some degree, and then after that, it was just like when we got out to that bad start, it was a blowout from the start of the game all the way to the finish. This game looked like that, and when Cam Whitmore and Amen Thompson comes in the game, the energy just goes up. And after we get back in the game, we take the lead. Then Jalen Green, that unit comes back in. They have two turnovers back to back in a row, and you're like, oh my God, here the hell it goes again. Then you start getting on fire at the end of the third quarter, especially Fred VanVleet hits some big time threes in that third quarter. Jalen Green hits a big step back on the right side of the floor, and after that, we just kept in control of the ball game. But I thought having Cam Whitmore and Thompson to save that second quarter, I thought that was epitome of. I thought that was them. That was a big quarter because we needed that, and we need to get back in the game. Not only that, we got back in the lead and stuff like that. So other than that, like I said, we went to the free throw line 34 times. That's pretty good. We've been aggressive going to the rim, getting the fouls called, 73% at the free throw line. You know, we had 25 assists. I like that. We were moving the ball around a lot, getting shots for others. And again, we had 14 turnovers. That I think that's pretty solid for us, especially against the Phoenix Suns. But again, like I say, man, I thought Amen Thompson and Cam Whitmore coming in, giving us that boost of energy and scoring in the second quarter. I thought that got us right back in the game, and that really kept us afloat. Jabari Smith, wasn't efficient. But he helped on the defensive rebounds. He's been good defensively and on the defensive rebounds. But having that combination of Cam Whitmore and that combination of Amen Thompson, who scored 15 points a piece, which is 30 points between those two guys, that really definitely helped us out in this win.
Yeah, there was a lot that really went on for this game, and I feel like it was going to be kind of ugly. I think this is a game that Tari Eason would have really flourished in. I would have loved to have seen that man on the court, but back out here, kind of seeing the energy that was given. And this is just one of the games that really starts off Houston with kind of this energy, right? This energy shift where we are not taking as much shit, or it feels like they're not anyway. They're really garnering what's kind of going on. But overall, it was just a really entertaining game. Fortunately, Jalen Green didn't have a good game. Alperen Sengun was not good, and we were still able to pull out the W, which is very, very rare for this team, if at all, actually. So it was good to see that. But going forward, now we're going to talk about a couple of games, right? And these OKC games were not fantastic. They were not good. The first L, we ended up losing by 13, 110 to 123. Again, not a very efficient night all around. But Jabari Smith Jr., again, our top guy here, he ended up playing 41 and a half minutes. And in that, he had 20 and 17. A monster night from Jabari Smith Jr. Forced us in a steal. Again, however, couldn't end up pulling out the dub. He went 40% from the field, 44% from 3, 4 of 9. And he made all of his free throws, which is really nice to see. And then Alperen Sengun, he ended up making the list here for the second part. 29 and a half minutes played. Not too many minutes played here in the game where we were not fantastic. He had 19 points and 12 boards, which is why he's on here over the other players. He had 2 assists, a steal, and a block. So he was just really all around kind of a good player. He shot 50% from the field, which is really nice to see. And he went 1 of 3 from 3, and he shot really well from the free throw line, almost 86%. So Dante, when you start breaking down this game, for the first half versus the second half was completely different. We were not playing well in one, and then we ended up going off in the second. So go ahead and start by breaking down the game by talking about the second half energy.
Do we really gotta talk about this one right here? This one kind of like the first half, we thought we was going to end up blowing them out, like we pretty much did in the first game. We thought we was going to end up blowing them out. I mean, Chet Holmgren was held in check in that first half pretty much. But what kept them in the game was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And when you got a superstar like that can keep you afloat, keep the game close long enough, at some point in the game, when the game get close, then don't be surprised if our Rockets get cold in a stretch. And that's exactly what we did. Like, we're not a good team, playing 2 quarter halves of basketball. We good at playing one half of paper. Probably even entering in the fourth quarter, we probably it's a chance that we blow that. But again, second half energy was not great at all.
You know what this reminds me of?
But go ahead.
Go ahead. Last year. Last year was the same thing, where the first half we might have a really good first half, really good defensively, offensively, and then going into the second half, we get blown out by 100 points.
Yep, and that's exactly what happened in this game. I mean, again, we made some good threes, man. We shot 39% from the 3-point line. That ain't bad, but the key is they shot 48% from the 3-point line, so they was more efficient than we was from the 3-point line. Imagine. They are a very good shooting team. So again, it's a possibility when you leave them open, they'll make it. We had 18 turnovers. That's not good. They had 30 assists. We had only 18. That's not good because nobody's moving the ball around. That's some of that me basketball again, when you have 18 assists and you're just not moving the ball around. So again, we just went cold. I thought their defense played pretty well on us. They made the adjustments, and we did not. Chet Holmgren was a monster in the second half. I mean, he woke up. I don't know what woke him up. I don't know what Coach Mark Dango told him that got him going, but it must have worked when he went in that locker room because he went to work on us in that second half. Again, Alexander, 36 points. When does he never play good against us? He always plays very well against us. Luke Dort has a shot now, so you can't get to the point where you got to leave him open no more. Again, Jabari Smith, he was efficient from the three-point line, but not efficient enough from the field, but he has 17 rebounds. I mean, again, he does what he needs to do on to help us out on the rebounding edge. Jalen Green didn't do good in this game. He was 5 of 11. He was 5 of 13. Didn't play terrible. Wasn't great. Wasn't good at all, though. But other than that, we just crapped up the bed. And then we just crapped up the bed in the second half. We had no energy. We played no good defense. And it's just like OKC got whatever they wanted in the second half.
100%, they got everything won. That the paint was sweet. Perimeter was sweet. I mean, Shea, I think we did really good in the first half on him. Although he was scoring a lot, he had to work for his buckets, which is really nice to see. We made sure that he was having to work for everything, and playing that one-on-one defense seemed to be working at first. And then, like you said, that second half, I mean, Chet Holmgren he just laid it out. He just put it on him. And that's kind of the same story for the next game we're talking about here, transition into that. Just not another great game, just back-to-back L's for Houston. 95-112. This game, it felt like it was over in the second quarter. Alperen Sengun played 36 minutes, had 23 points, 11 boards and 6 assists, 2 steals and 2 blocks. He was able to, come back, especially comparatively to what his last game was, because the last game he had 19 points, 12 boards. But this one, he ended up going off for 23 and 11. I think this is a much better Alperen Sengun game, despite the 5 turnovers that he had, because that means he's getting the ball in the spots that he likes. He only shot 61.5% from the field, didn't make a 3, and he didn't do too well from the free throw line, 58.3%. So obviously that needs to be better in and itself. And then Jabari Smith Jr., again, another double-double. That's 3 straight games that we talked about. We're at 18 and 13 here with 2 assists, a steal, and a block. Jabari. This Jabari versus Chet battle here is just fantastic. I love seeing those guys go at it. And it's obviously not Wemby versus Chet, but seeing Jabari face another 7-foot guy that can kind of do some things that he can do. But, Chet obviously has the handle. It is nice to see that, especially to see him go against a guy that was drafted above him. But in this, he shot 44% from the field again. That was okay. But absolutely atrocious from 3. 1 of 6 for 16.7%. And he went 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Dante, let's talk about the ball movement, man. The lack thereof. My goodness.
Well, like I say again, we have 22 assists. That's almost like having 20 to 19 assists. So, again, ball movement was not great. We played well in the first half. Again, the middle of the second quarter, they got back in the game. And they took off from now. We was down by, I believe, double digits going into halftime. And we got down by like 5 or 6 a couple of times. And we just couldn't break through. I mean, like I say, Jabari Smith struggling from the field. But I like what he's doing, rebounding, playing good defense. That's something I can live with. I mean, you're going to struggle from the field at times. You're not going to have great games every game from the field. I mean, it's just your effort level. Your effort level has got to be on point each and every night. And I think Jabari Smith effort level by playing good defense, rebounding the ball, blocking shots. I think that's going to come along with his offense. Again, we can't make free throws. If you're going to get to the line 18 times, you got to better make free throws. We shot 66% from the free throw line. That's not how many games you can win shooting that bad from the free throw line. Not against a very good team, I know that. Making 9 threes and shoot 23% from the three-point line. How many games you can get away with that? Probably against the bad teams, but not against a very good team. You can't get away with it. So again, they scored 22 points off our turnovers. We had too many turnovers in the game. 15 turnovers. Can't have that much, not against a very good team, not against one of the best teams in the league. So again, we shot 38% from the field. We was absolutely anemic from the field and from the 3-point line. And again, Dylan Brooks had a terrible night, but like I say, he's been so good for us this year. You know, he's due for about a week of atrocious games. And Alp like the bounce back game. Fred VanVleet was really bad in this game. Was really bad. 2 for 11, only 5 points. Jalen Green was bad in this game. 11 missed shots from the field. Aaron Holiday, didn't have a great game, but he wasn't bad. But again, he had 10 points. But again,
it was an average game.
It was an average game. Yeah, he's been so good. Another one. He's been so good for us all year. You kind of expect it. And Thompson played 17 minutes. Did not have a good game at all in this game. It's just a lot of things went wrong in this game. But you got to give credit to OKC defense holding us to 95 points. But we also struggle shooting the ball, turnovers, and again, we don't play a whole 4 quarters of basketball. We don't do a good job of that.
It's incredible that we are a top 10 defense with only playing 2.5 quarters of basketball on both ends. It feels like, it's really incredible. And there are a lot of things that we could change, like holding back on Dylan Brooks's Memphis Grizzlies. I'm him. Like he does need to quit that. I'm cool with him backing somebody down and getting a layup or something along that lines. If the guy is smaller than him, that's okay. That's his thing. I'm okay with him taking a catch and shoot 3 if it's an advised catch and shoot 3. But these pull up shots that he's taking, these get the ball and I'm going to run down the hill, try to create something and dribble. No. That's not what we're paying you for. We're paying you to play defense and to stand in the corner and catch that ball. That's it. You're getting paid $20 million to do that. I need you to stop doing more than what we're paying you for. My goodness, and it's really frustrating to see that, because sometimes we'll start to get in a flow of offense, right? Şengün will score, Amen will score, Jalen will score, Fred will score, and then Jabari might miss a shot, boom, rebound, pass out, and then Dylan Brooks doing some shake and bake to miss the pull-up shot. Like, why are we doing that? Play within the flow of the offense, my boy. Again, and he's played really well all season, so I give him some credit. I give him some, I give him a semi-pass, but my boy, we got to keep that in check, something about that confidence. He just be thinking he's him, especially or when we're down, and then not to mention Cam never swing the rock Whitmore. Just some of these shots he's been taking, and we'll get that into that to the next 2 games. Like the shots he's taking against Bobo. There's a couple of shots where he's got Chet Holmgren on him on the perimeter, and he's like dancing, and then pulling up when you got a 7'1" dude, like his whole hand in your face. Like, if you ain't KD or Curry, you're not hitting that. You rookie, my boy. I need you to just settle down. The energy and the effort is there. That's great. But I need you to take smart shots, not just any shot. Cam has never seen a shot he didn't like. And I'm learning that very quickly. He has not seen a single shot he hasn't liked. So I just need him to tone it down just a little bit, take it back, and we're good, But unfortunately, these are just 2 of the 3 L's that we're talking about. The next game here is our, I think, 3rd game of the season against the Suns.
Yeah.
105-110. Tempers flaring. Cam Whitmore getting into it with Devin Booker. People getting angry and fighting. Because of that, Jalen Green went off, and he responded. In 39 minutes of play, he had 34 points, bro. My boy's showing out finally. 34 points, 5 boards, 2 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. He did it all that night. He did not shoot too well from the field, however, on 36% and 41% from 2. But that 41.2% from 3 ended up turning into 7 made threes, and he made all his free throws. A very, very good game from Jalen Green. And then Jabari Smith Jr., although he had 5 fouls in his 37 minutes of play, he had yet again another double-double with 11 points and 16 boards. He had a steal and a block as well, but he shot putrid once again. 27% from the field, 17% from 3, but he made all his free throws. So go ahead, Dante. Let's break down this Suns game. It was pretty entertaining. It was interesting. But let's talk about the defensive pressure. Like, I think we played great defense. Minus Devin Booker dropping 20 points in the first quarter, outscoring the Houston Rockets in the first quarter. Minus that part, he had a lot of points on 27 shots, and we clamped KD pretty well. So go ahead, D.
I mean, again, Devin Booker was hot in this game in the first quarter. I mean, that's just a great player. There's nothing you can do slowing a great player down. When a great player is in a zone like that, it's really nothing you can do when he's in a zone like that. So we came on strong late in the game. I thought we did some great things in the game. We didn't play too bad of a defense, I didn't think. We did shot 24% from the 3-point line though, so we wasn't efficient, and we had open opportunities too. We just got to make them. We had open opportunities. We just got to make them. We got to the free throw line 31 times, a good amount of time. 31 times. We shot 90% from the free throw line. That's pretty good. We was making our free throws, and we out rebounded them 58-51. The problem is 14 assists. We only had 14 assists. There was no ball movement at all. We had 13 turnovers. I'm okay with 13 turnovers. But again, I thought we did pretty well outside of getting off to that bad start. Getting off to that really bad start. And Devin Booker pretty much, kept them going with 35 points, especially got hot early in this game. Cam Whitmore had 14 points, but he was bad from the field though. And like I say, he's not afraid. He's not afraid to do anything. He's not afraid to score the basketball or being aggressive. I don't know why Thompson didn't play a lot. I guess he wasn't playing well, so Ime Udoka just went with who was playing well. That's one thing, I kind of like about Ime Udoka. If you're playing well, he's gonna stay with you. If you're not playing well, he's gonna pull you. Jalen Green played well in this game, man. Even though he was inefficient from the field, but I like his aggression. He scored 34 points, and that what kept him going. Fred VanVleet was inefficient again. 21 points in this game again. And then again, we had another one of those games from Dylan Brooks in these games, man. So Dylan Brooks is, like I say, really starting to turn into the Memphis Dylan Brooks. But again, again and again, like I say, we was too inefficient from the field, but we did some good things though. We really did some good things last night, that night. But other than that, just Devin Booker. We just couldn't overcome Devin Booker getting hot in the first half and then staying hot in the second half. It's just we had too many guys that was inefficient from the floor, and you can't have that against a very good Phoenix Suns team who's trying to get back on track. No Bradley Beal, just Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant had a pretty good second half too. He had a slow start in the first half, but he had a pretty good second half. But I thought we really play some good defense in this game. And one thing I wanted to touch on the last subject is this with Tari Eason. We miss Tari Eason.
Mm-hmm.
Someone that can give you some scoring, some shooting, but also his physicality, his long length on the defensive side. We really missing that. And it's also showing how valuable he is to this squad. But other than that, I thought our guys hung in there. I thought we competed really, really good against Phoenix. And again, it's just we got down too early. We was fighting an uphill battle all night long trying to catch up to them. We just couldn't do it. And we just had too many guys inefficient from the field.
Yeah, that's the best way to sum it up. It was really that first quarter that hurt us. We were down 17-33 points. And then after that, we scored 36, 22, and 30, which was either on par with or more, outscoring the Suns the rest of the game. So that first quarter just really ruined the rest of the game for us. But that second quarter where we scored 36 points, really fantastic way to go into the half, right? Down not as many points, and then to score 22. That's what killed us. Is what we should have done is continue carrying that momentum from the second quarter where we scored 36 points and then only scoring 22 in the third quarter. That's what sealed it for us, unfortunately. But despite that, Jalen Green still was able to find a way to score in every facet, points coming from mid-range, the three, the layup, free throw line. He was doing it all, and he looked really good doing it, Something about Jalen Green is, sometimes even when his shot isn't falling, he's still not afraid to take that same shot because he knows it should be falling. He knows it should be going down, which is something this is why we can't give up on him. This is why I don't want to trade him, is because nights like this, and look at he had 3 steals and 2 blocks too. Jalen was everywhere. There's not too much other to say other than the fact that we got outplayed. Again, really in that first quarter, not too much we could have done. And then, there was a little scuffle with Cam. Cam was kind of getting into it. The tension was rising, and stuff coming out there. There was that little bit there, but we didn't even get a touch on it yet. Let's talk about Jock Landale. right? Jock had a good game. Jock had a good game, probably his best game so far for us. His last best game was 4 points and 4 rebounds. Now it's 8 points and 6 rebounds. I think he had an assist and a block, in that time. I believe he only played 11 minutes. So to play as little as he did, actually, let's make sure that he actually did play 11 minutes. But to play as little as he did and to be as impactful as he was, looks like Jock Landale actually only played 10 minutes. So Jock played 10 minutes, had 8 points, 6 boards, 2 blocks, went 2 of 4 from the field, and he made 4 or 5 from the free throw line. He shot 80%, which is, pretty good coming from him. I'm okay with that. Now,
and I want to touch on this about what you said about Cam Whitmore and Devin Booker. I like that, man. Don't back down from anybody. I kind of like that. That's something we didn't have last year. We didn't have no damn toughness, and we got toughness on this team. We got a Dylan Brooks that don't back down from anybody. That don't care who you are. And I like that. We got some rookies, man, that's not backing down.
They got that same energy.
Yes, you can't let a superstar, I don't care if it is like a Kevin Durant or Devin Booker, you can't let him do what he want to do. And again, I just feel like we got guys on this team that are really good on the defensive side of the ball. And again, we also not going to let people show us out. And that's what I love what Cam Whitmore did. Absolutely love what he did. When we're going to touch into Jalen Green on the next game, but I love what we did. I absolutely love what he did. Don't back down from no player. Don't take nothing from no player. I don't care if you're a superstar or a star. I wouldn't care if it's a referee. You don't back down. We already been going through losing and stress as Rockets fans for the last 3 or 4 years. We haven't seen none of that, and we're finally seeing some toughness. And we're not going to let nobody just walk all over us. Every night we're going to compete. We're going to play hard no matter who is against. And I like when our players don't back down from anybody. And like I say, I love it. I just love what Cam Whitmore did.
100%. Speaking of, I want to get your thoughts. What did you think about Alperen Sengun getting ejected for the first time ever in his career? He had already fouled out. And you could tell he was saying some nasty things to that ref, man. I mean, I'm not a lip reader, but bro was going at him, and there was no point in it because he was already done. He was already out, but he made sure he wasn't coming back by getting that ejection. So what were your thoughts on that, Dante?
I mean, it happens. I love it, man. You just gotta let them know, man. You just gotta let them know we out here being physical. You can't allow the opposing team to do what they want to do, and you give them the call, and then on the other end, you can't make the same call. I definitely understand where LP's coming from. Definitely understand. He's playing great. All he's doing is playing good defense on Nurkic. And all of a sudden, you want to bail him out with a crazy foul call. And
he was vertical. Yeah. He wasn't doing anything.
It has to be something wrong. When you're going off like that and when you're getting a technical, he's just not getting a technical for no reason. He's getting a technical because that was a crazy call. And on the other end, he doesn't get the same call. That's called a lack of disrespect by the refs, and they don't respect our franchise or our team when we on the court because we young. But give us that same call that you giving them. We want the same call, and I'm happy to see LP to get ejected and let the ref hear. You got to let the ref hear it and stuff like that. Let the ref know, hey, you could call a game right down the middle. Call it right down the middle. Don't just give it to Phoenix because they're a veteran team. Don't just give them any call. We want those same calls.
Yeah, and to all people, you're giving it to Nurkic. Now, I would have understood if it was Devin Booker or Kevin Durant, some elite perennial player getting those ticky-tack foul calls. Okay, whatever. But you're giving it to Jusuf Nurkic, who has been playing physical all night long. And Sengun was just matching his physicality. He had 5 fouls. He was playing smart, and he put his hands up. All right. Yeah. I don't see the foul,
I mean, I don't blame him. I don't blame him for getting a technical. By the way, we're talking about Jusuf Nurkic. He's a good player, by the way, who had 31 rebounds tonight against OKC.
We dropped 31 rebounds?
Rebounds tonight against OKC. I'm looking at this. 31 rebounds tonight. That is crazy right there. But again, like I said, you got to call it both ways. You just let them know you got to call it both ways, man. Don't just give them the call. Don't give us nothing on the other end.
Wow, I did not know Nurk was like that. I didn't know
Yep.
he was built like 30. Wow. I think the last guy that had 30 rebounds was Kevin Love, right?
Yep. Yep.
Wow. What a time. What a time to be alive, man. But anyway, so right before we move on, just kind of circulating back with the rest of the game, just it was not a well I want to say coach, I'm sorry, well ref game. We just saw too many ticky tack fouls, and Jalen, he's literally like attacking the rim and he's getting bumped and bruised, between both previous Suns game and then the Suns game that we're talking about here shortly. He's getting abused, literally going down low. I mean, in this game we're talking about here, there was literally a play where he loses his balance because Booker hits him in his shoulder, and he's running and still gets the layup, which is insane that he got that layup off. You know what layup I'm talking about, right? Kind of in the end of the second quarter there, or the end of the third quarter. He was driving on Booker, got past him. Booker bumped him kind of in a shoulder area. He lost his balance. That should have been a foul there, and one, actually. They didn't call it at all. I don't know how he got that off. But they're just plays like that through both games where they're playing really physical. Both teams are playing pretty physical, but we can't, Houston can't be as physical as the Suns because we're not getting those calls. I mean, the call on LP was just absolutely egregious.
Yep.
That especially in a tight game like that, you got to let players play on. That's the point, because otherwise, then you can't play no defense.
Yep.
And people are like, oh, not to go on a rant now, because now we're talking about defense, and they want to say that players today don't play the same defense. Well, when they try to play good defense, they be getting cold for it. So it's not their fault. It's not they just give up. It's just sometimes they can't because the way the refs are calling it. And again, Alpi putting his hands up, not moving. Nurkic hit, bumping into him, creating the contact, and then Alpi backing up because he's been hit. That's not a foul. If Alpi was walking into him, whatever. But he was. Anyway, enough complaining about the refs, man. Let's talk about a W.
Again, when you're losing like we have been having the last 3 years, you still don't get that. You still don't get that respect that you deserve. But again, it shouldn't play a part in how you call the game. We just want you to call the game right down the middle. No way in the world that was a foul. He did all. He played the best defense he could. It's just we want those same calls. We want those same calls.
That's all we're asking for.
Yeah,
that's all we're asking for. But going forward with the same calls, this game, boom, Jalen Green going off in a game where he ended up winning 118-109, bro. Jalen showing out, baby. I love this game. It was probably his best game of the season, to be honest. 34 points, again, 9 boards, 4 assists, 2 steals, 52% from the field, 50% from 3. He went 6 of 12. He made 6 threes, and he went 100% from the free throw line. He only got 4 free throws in this game, despite the physicality, despite Bradley Beal hitting him like he was what was his name? Who hit Kobe?
Oh, he's talking about
the ball fake.
Matt Barnes.
Yeah, man. Matt Barnes did that ball fake, and Jalen didn't even move. Jalen didn't move a muscle, bro. He got hit with the ball, didn't move a muscle. That boy, he is something. But Jalen just absolutely crazy this game. And then for Evan Vliet, he played 41.5 minutes, and in those minutes, 24 points, 5 boards, and 11 assists. So a nice little double-double for him, and a steal, which is really nice. And he was unusually efficient tonight, that night. 53% from the field, 54.5% from the three-point line, and 67% from the free throw line. So obviously we want the free throws to be better, but I'll take it if that's what comes with the 53 and 54% from the rest of the field in 3. Dante, let's talk about this game. Let's talk about this W. Talk about the energy, man, because let me tell you, from the jump all the way to the end, you could feel it. Just tensions were rising that whole time.
Yep. I mean, from the tip of the ball, Jalen Green takes the ball to the rim, draws a little bit of contact, and makes a layup. And by that first quarter, I can tell this is a different squad tonight. Fred VanVleet, when he's making shots, he's hitting open threes. That feels good. When Jalen Green is making his first 2 shots, especially he's been very good from the 3-point line, that's a good sign. And everything else will come in play. We had a little bit of lapse when Phoenix got a technical in the third quarter, and they went on a little run to get the lead down to 2. And you here we go again. We finna find a way to lose another game in the fourth quarter. And then every time Phoenix tried to get close, we will make a big shot. Like Dylan Brooks made a big shot in the game when the game got closer. I mean, Fred VanVleet made a corner pop three, left corner pop three when they were in the zone when the game was close. So again, we made 16 threes. We shot 38% from the three. That won us pretty much the ball game when we shot efficient. Those shots that we were getting the other night in Phoenix, we wasn't making them. But the shots that we got that night, we made them. We did a very good job being physical with the Suns. We did a very good job holding Bradley Beal in check. Kevin Durant is just on another level. He's just nothing you can do about that 6'10" that can put the ball on the floor and shoot over. All you can do is hope he miss. Devin Booker didn't have the first quarter that he had. That was a positive. But again, we got some steals. We got some steals on a fast break. Some big-time steals in the fourth quarter. We forced 19 turnovers in this game, and that's some great defense. Dylan Brooks, Jalen Green, not only making shots, he impressed me on the defensive end. He frustrated the hell out of Devin Booker.
He was on his ass. He was
on his behind, on his ass last the other night. He was on his behind. And we didn't make free throws. We shot 69% from the free throw line. Again, we got to start making free throws. We got too many solid shooters to be missing, shooting 66% from the free throw line. And another big key, we won a rebounding battle. We had 13 steals in this game. And we also had 27 assists in this game. When you're having over 27 to 28 assists, that means you're moving the ball. Everybody getting a touch of the ball. And I really like it.
And on top of those assists, we had 28 fast break points.
Yes.
28 fast break points.
The ball, and we was forcing turnovers, which leading to fast breaks. And I like what we were doing, especially in that fourth quarter. And our two guards basically being efficient. That was key. You know, Fred VanVleet with 24. They both made 6 threes apiece, combined 12 3-pointers, 12 made 3-pointers between our backcourt. Amen Thompson had a great game. I thought he played a hell of a game, especially in that fourth quarter. Much better than last game. Cam Whitmore went 1 for 6, so he had to be taken out in this game. And Dylan Brooks, again, probably went 4 for 10, but he made a big-time jump shot when we needed him to make a big-time jump shot when they would get on the run. And Alp, had a double 21 and 10. And we had Jabari Smith had 14. And he was efficient from pretty good efficiency from the field. But again, I like our physicality on the defensive side of the ball, especially in that fourth quarter when we was forcing them to turn the ball over. And we held in Devin Booker to 24 points in this game on bad efficiency. That's pretty good. And how about Brad in 20 minutes holding Bradley Beal to 7 points? The only two people that was able to go off was Kevin Durant in the second half and Royce O'Neal because we would let them shoot.
Bro, what happened with Royce O'Neal, bro? He had a double-double, 21 and 10.
Most of those points came in that fourth quarter. He was just hot in that third quarter. He was
oh my gosh. He was sizzling.
Yeah.
So in this game, Yusuf Nurkic gets hurt. Okay. Mm-hmm. He goes down. All right. We're playing throughout the rest of the game. And Royce O'Neal just starts killing us. I mean, just that third quarter, he had 3 threes in that third quarter.
In a row, like 3.
Oh my goodness! When these started to come back, I was like, "Oh no!" I was like, "Here's Silas Ball 2.0." You know, I was getting real frustrated.
Yep.
And then Devin Booker got hurt, and unfortunate as it was, hopefully his ankle is good. You know, I hope he's good. You know, but you can point to that as definitely one of the reasons why we ended up winning. But we were clamping Booker the whole game. And Kevin Durant, like you said, he was getting his. Now, we clamped him the game before. He had 10 points in the third quarter, the game before this. But we held him to an inefficient 20-plus point a game, right? That's what you want to do. Is if he's going to go get his, make him work for it, and we did that with Devin Booker in this game, where he had 24 points. He had the 20 points, but he took a lot of shots to get there. He was inefficient. I had a few turnovers. Jalen Green was really fighting over his screens. He was, I don't know what it was, but just the energy was just completely different. He was not taking anything lightly. He was coming at them full force. He didn't care. He was taking it to everybody's chest. And like you said with Bradley Beal, coming back to the fun part now that we get to talk about Bradley Beal getting all, up and heavy, talking all that mess on Jalen and all that, trying to ball fake him, try to hit him with the ball, did hit him with the ball, just for Jalen to turn around and go off for 8 straight points. What I would stop doing is pissing Jalen off. because the 3 times he's been pissed off, he's gone off. We ended up winning the game. You point to the Atlanta game
last year, yep, when he got first.
And then there was this game this year, and then there was one more where he waves off a team. I can't remember. But again, it's same thing. No, it was the Suns last year with Damian Lee and all them. They were talking all that mess on the Suns, and this is before they acquired KD.
Yeah,
and they were talking all that mess, and then Jalen again goes off. Stop pissing Jalen off. He turns it on, and I mean we saw with back-to-back 30-point games, 34 tonight and 34 the other night, and then again 9 rebounds. Jabari, he was able to help take the load off Jabari, so Jabari could have less of a rebounding night and focus more on defense, which it looked like his length was actually really starting to bother Kevin Durant.
You got to remember this. Devin Booker got hurt when we already had the game won.
Yes.
Remember him and Royce O'Neal collapsed ankle. He ended up stepping on Royce O'Neal's ankle, so he got hurt like when we already had the game won.
There was like 2 minutes left in the fourth.
2 minutes left, and we pretty much sealed the game because we remember on that possession we got 3 offensive rebounds in a row. Straight offensive rebounds in a row on missed shots, and we finally got some free throws up out of it. But again, Jalen Green got some toughness in him. He got some dog in him. I mean, you're not gonna just sit up there and try Jalen Green. And he pumped fake twice and hit him twice. But for Bradley Beal, you got to be better than that, man. You are better in this league. You got to be better than that. You can't go above the throat area and start doing all that, man. So again, I like what our guys doing. They're not stepping down to nobody. They're fighting out there. They're trying to be fit. They're being physical. And now Phoenix can't handle it. We know Phoenix cannot handle physicality when they can't stand to be physical with. So our guys did a great job of frustrating Devin Booker, face guarding Devin Booker, and frustrating Bradley Beal. I mean, Jalen Green, when he's scoring the ball like that, and he's 6'6", he has the ability to play very good defense. But you just see all night he's face guarding Devin Booker, fighting over screens, just literally frustrating him. I thought it was one play in the game that I think Nurkic tried to set a screen and he just ran over Jalen Green. I mean, I like that. He frustrated the hell out of Devin Booker. And the Phoenix Suns, like I say, they do not like physicality. And if the Rock, that's one people when you watch film on the Suns, you just know, guess what? They don't like the physicality. They don't like when teams get physical with them. And I thought our guys done a great job, man, not stepping down and just being physical, man, just being physical.
Yeah, I just love when the owner of the Suns comes into their building, Jalen Green. I just love when he pays them a visit because every time he does, it's a nice show like this. Again, back-to-back 34 points. Last season, he was doing the same thing. This season, he's just doing it pretty well against them. I don't know what it is against the Suns that he's got, but he just does not like the Suns, man. And, it's like Tim Hardaway Jr. against us or even Luka against us, just like, gotta hate Houston. Or it's like Luka versus the Clippers, actually. Boy hates the Clippers. I don't know what they did to him, but he hates them Clippers, boy. Jalen hates the Suns that same way, man.
And one more thing I wanted to bring up, and I forgot. They retired Morris Stoudemire jersey that night.
That was his retirement jersey.
Yeah, they retired, and it was good for us to go in now and spoil it. Yep.
Yeah, it felt really good to be play the villain that night, as Dylan the Villain would say. And we came out and did pretty well. Just absolutely love the energy, the effort. This is what I expect our young guys to do. Maybe not night in and night out, but on a more consistent basis where there's energy, tempers are flaring, and we turned around, did not lose our cool, and won the game. We got really close. We got really points.
Quarter. Because it was down, they got down 2, and I'm like, here we go again. We waited until the fourth quarter just to blow the game. And we went up 10. We was up by 10 going into the fourth quarter. And you're like, here we go again. When they got down by 2, here we go again. We blow another game in the fourth quarter. And then
Durant just couldn't miss, man.
And then I see Fred VanVleet hit that corner, and that lowered the momentum a lot in this game.
It did. What was really sucking the momentum out was Cam Whitmore. Cam never swing the rock Whitmore.
Yep. He turned the ball over two possessions in a row. That's not good.
Back to back, and then he danced on Bol on the perimeter twice. My boy. I get it. I know you'll think a score, but those are not shots that you're taking. I mean, you airballed one of them, and then you hit the side of the backboard with the other. It's Bol. He's like 100 feet tall. All right, you're 6'8". He's like 7'3". Chill, cool down. He's not a fantastic defender. Maybe we could have tried to drive around him. Create an extra shot. Something like that. But we should not be dancing, pull up on a 7-footer like that. That's the whole point of pulling the 7-footer out of the paint. It's that way the paint is sweet, nice and juicy now. You can just go right in the hole. But instead, bro wanted to play hero ball, man. And that's something he's got to work on, is playing that hero ball. I need him to calm it down. Again, I love the energy. I love the attitude that he's got. He's not afraid to shoot the ball. I love that. But we got to know how to when to take smart shots. It's one thing to not be afraid to shoot the ball, to not caring when you shoot the ball. I need you to care when you shoot and take efficient shots. Obviously, he's a rookie. These are growing pains. I get it. But I don't need a Garrison Matthews 2.0.
Yeah.
I need you to avoid that. Because if that's your whole thing, is you're going to come out and take a couple shots, some ill-advised shots from like the 3-point line, and then do a cool layup every once in a while. No. We already had Garrison Matthews, and Gary Bird was really fun while we were losing. But we're trying to win now. So we need to keep that energy and keep that focus. But yeah, otherwise, it was a fun game.
Yeah, it was a great game.
It was definitely entertaining. And I love when we can come out and win by 9 points, 9 or more.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out Phoenix Suns are not clutch.
Yeah. I mean, I just love it, period, when we know we can beat somebody that's very good.
And I mean, this is a championship caliber team.
Yes.
And they're vying for a now, whether they're going to win or not, that's up to them. I mean, Nurkic, just like you just said, went off.
They're definitely a playoff team, though. That's a good stepping stone. And again, another thing that's interesting, we got through the toughest part of the schedule, the brutal part. Now we get into the more easier part where we playing San Antonio on Tuesday, a team that got 13 wins. You got to find a way to beat the team with 13 wins. We may got the Clippers coming out, but again, they're also a very beatable, but they're hot as well. We got a pretty decent schedule. We've got a pretty decent schedule. We still got to play. We still got to play against Utah. We still got to play against the Bulls one time. So our schedule is going to lighten up on us, and we got to win the games that we're supposed to win.
Definitely. I mean, there's only 22 games left of the season for us.
Yep.
I feel like this season has flown by. The All-Star game's already over. This is our 60th game of the year, and this is it. We got 22 more games. This is the home stretch. Now, what's interesting is what we can do with the home stretch, right? What's our plan going forward? And with that, we have a couple picks. We have a couple routes we could do. We could do the route that I'm seeing on Houston Community quite a lot, is just tank to get that 4th pick. Because it looks like we've got protections on our pick for this year. So if we have the 4th pick or better from the draft, we keep our pick, and it does not convey to OKC. And we get the Brooklyn Nets pick. But for right now, as it stands, it looks like the projected pick for us is 9th. And then for the Brooklyn Nets, it's 8th. So that's what it looks like right now. That's the general projection based on standings and whatnot. Dante, I want to share my screen real quick and do a tankathon spin right here just to kind of see, and then we'll go forward with the talk after that. You are with that?
I'm okay with it. Let's do it,
man. Let's do it. Because, man, oh, man, I need that draft lottery to be sweet for me. So this is what it's looking like right now. Mind the ads, of course. Let's sim this lottery, baby. So it looks like, 8th and 9th. We need our pick to jump into the top 4. Let's see what happens. No, but
we went one backwards. Yep.
The Brooklyn Nets pick does jump into the 4th there. So that is nice to see. So a potential is getting a top 4 pick for the Brooklyn Nets. That would be great for us, of course. But going off of that, we're just going to say, in a world where we get the 8th pick from the Brooklyn Nets, are we trading that or are we drafting? That's the question. Dante, in your professional opinion, as being a sports guy yourself, for the Houston Rockets, it would be nice to have another college-ready guy, but not a guy that needs to grow, but getting that Keegan Murray type guy, that Christopher guy who's just able to come out and contribute at a high level immediately out the gate, right?
Yeah.
We could get that kind of talent at the 8th pick. Dante, what would you do if you had the option? If you're the GM, you're sitting in the seat, are you trading the pick or are you just drafting it as is? Because we have a lot of needs that could be filled out with this draft. There's a lot of potential role players in this draft. A lot of potential role players. You're looking at Jacoby Walker, Reed Shepard, among a couple other guys. So, what are your thoughts?
Well, it depends on what fits Ime Udoka's style of play. I mean, we all know he has some say-so, of our free agent guys, it's a reason why Fred VanVleet came in because of Ime Udoka. Ime Udoka brought Dylan Brooks here. So whatever was best for him and, what he wants on this team, you got to trust him. And like I said, again, I trust Ime Udoka because, again, now we can get free agents here. But again, I feel like what the Houston Rockets are going to do, they're going to wait till somebody get disgruntled, and they're going to get a disgruntled player up out of their situation, and they're going to want to trade draft picks to get a player to come in to help. Ime Udoka, we gotta go by this. Ime Udoka doesn't want to sit up there and lose games. He wants to sit up there and win games. And that's kind of my mindset. My mindset is his mindset. I don't want to tank. I want to change the culture and win games. And we got Ime Udoka here to change the culture, and that's what he's doing. Even though, yes, we're still 26-34, but we're a hell of a lot better than what we are for previous 4 years. That's what we all expect as Rockets fans, as for a change to be more and more competitive and have an improved season. And I think Ime Udoka is giving us that. Now it's about taking a step up. I mean, again, we can't go from not wanting to win, tanking the last 3 years, then wanting to be very good and win this year. Now go back to tanking and trying to get a draft pick. We're in a position when we got an opportunity to win games. We got the coach that's going to take us down. That's going to get us that, I believe, in the future, get us in the playoffs and work with these guys. We got the core 6 that we believe that's going to get better and better. And we just going to need some veteran help along the way. But I believe this offseason, since we didn't do nothing in the trade deadline, that's what those picks will come in. So I believe Raphael Stone, one Ime Udoka may try to trade for a player that is disgruntled, that want to leave his situation, and we will have the capital to definitely do it. Or if you want to go into the draft and trade up, or just trade, or just stay in ninth and pick a player, I'm okay with that too. I'm okay with it on both sides because I trust, Coach Ime Udoka and how well he develops players. And we're seeing that this year with our Houston Rockets.
Most definitely. I mean, you said that absolutely beautifully, between picking one or the other. Now, if it comes down to it and we end up picking a draft guy, right? I don't know how much of the draft you pay attention to, but I've been looking. I've been scouting a little bit. There's a couple guys that are really, really intriguing. Reed Shepard is one of them that looks like our guy that we are most likely to get at that spot. Reed Shepard is a nice guard. I just don't see us needing another guard. But he has an elite 3-point shot, and he's got really high basketball IQ. His NBA comp is Mike Bibby, which I think is fair given his current situation. But there can be some change. So with that going forward, right? Obviously, Jack Landale probably not going to be here. I'm thinking more along the lines of getting the center. No, so the center was originally supposed to be a top guy in the draft. He was originally projected to be like a top 3, top 4 kind of guy. But unfortunately, he hasn't had that exact season that everyone predicted him to be having. So with that, there's been some, dismay perhaps along with that, and some change in his draft. His name is Donovan Clingan. Hopefully I'm saying that right, my boy.
Yeah.
His draft comp is Kessler Walker, Mark Eaton. Really nice comp. If that's true.
Mark Eaton, okay.
Mm-hmm. Just a straight defensive guy. He plays for UConn. He's 7'3", 260 already. 7'3", 260. He's really young. I believe he's only 19, and he's a paint protector. He averages 3.7 stocks per game, which is steals and blocks. So he averages 3.7 stocks a game. along with a nice little near double-double here, 9 points, 9 rebounds per game with 2 assists a game, which is really nice to see. Clingan might be a guy that we could see for a team, especially with Steven Adams on the roster as well. If we're looking to trade some of our guys that we've got, say, face like Jock Landale, potentially Aaron Holiday, some other guys, maybe even a Dylan Brooks potentially. We might be able to get something out of it, so that way we can make sure Clingan can have a spot on the roster and play the third string center, which will likely be delegated mainly to the bench, and hopefully he's playing a lot of G League minutes so he can get some reps in. But he's a guy that if we end up drafting, I wouldn't mind. He's really good. It's just he had a foot injury recently. He had a right foot injury, which is the second one he's had this year. So that's something we got to watch out for, and which has made him fall. He was originally, like I said, a top 5 guy, but he's fallen all the way down to the 18th spot right now, according to NBADraftRoom.com. Now, along with that, Cam Whitmore had medical issues. They were worried about his back, him not performing, and look what he's doing.
Yep.
So honestly, I don't see why we wouldn't take a flyer on this guy. I'm not interested in really picking a guard from the draft. I'm not interested in picking anything else unless we're going to move up significantly in the draft. I think staying at where we've got, drafting Donovan, and then trading some of our pieces that we have, some second-round picks, and some other guys, like, again, Jack Landale and whatnot. I think that would be our best route. Now, Dante, do you agree or do you disagree?
No, I don't mind, like I say, because I trust in Ime Udoka and what he can do. His developmental, his ability to develop young players. Again, he's been a part of that. I mean, look what he's been a part of. He's been an assistant coach, for San Antonio, and we know they're one of the best teams of developing players. I mean, you look at Tony Parker. He won a championship his rookie year. Look at Manu Ginobili. The great Tim Duncan even said in his retirement ceremony, he didn't even know who the hell Manu Ginobili is. And Greg Popovich tried to convince him that you're going to like this guy. He's going to be good. And he said, whatever, Pop. So, again, he been a part of that organization. And look what he did to, Boston. I mean, I know Tatum and Brown, they are just good generational talent pieces that you want around that team. But, again, the team wasn't good during the All-Star break. They were 500 until he personally called the team out on their lack of selfishness, him and Tatum and Brown, and they went like 31-9 throughout the rest of the year.
Yeah,
and made it to the final. So Ime Udoka knows what he's doing. He knows how to develop player. Any route we go, I definitely trust him. But due to the fact, we didn't do nothing at the trade deadline, it makes me really feel that if someone is available, say like a Mikal Bridges, say like it was rumored that we tried to get him, that we actually tried to get him. Say if he's disgruntled in Brooklyn, which I think that's a very good chance because they're not going to win anything anytime soon. If he gets disgruntled, who knows? We may go out and get him and go out there and try to make a play. We can make a play for a player that's really not happy about his situation, or we can either go to the draft and pick up another guy that Ime Udoka could develop. So I will let it work. It will work either way for me.
Now here's a question. So a guy that's kind of been rumored to be having some issues, and not that I want him, but I just before we go, just a little question. There's a guy that's rumored to have some issues. He wants to go join Wemby currently, but if say he can't make that happen, would you? And if the trade is right, would you trade for Trae Young?
No, I won't trade for Trae Young.
That boy don't play no defense. Y'all thought James Harden don't play no defense? That boy don't play no defense.
He don't play no defense, and then I'm not trying to let nobody get in the way of Amen Thompson. We gotta be true to who we are. We gotta let this kid develop. He's already good for his first year. The more he plays, the more he catches on. And we gotta let that happen. That'll be like giving up on this guy too fast and not letting him develop. So I believe in our development and of these players, and I believe Amen Thompson is gonna be our point guard of the future. And again, we got several players, man, that's gonna be great in our future. Like Cam Whitmore, people are already kicking themselves in the behind that they passed upon him. They're already kicking themselves in the behind.
Lakers fans are so mad.
Lakers fans are mad. Golden State Warriors, they were even mad that night that they didn't pick them up. A lot of people in that top 15 to out that top 5, they're really kicking themselves in the behind that they did not pick up Cam Whitmore. And I'm glad that we did get him. So, because again, it's showing he's going to have some lapses here and there. But like I say, again, have I preached on and on about this season? Cam Whitmore so far is another game away from averaging 12 points per game. That's pretty damn good for his rookie season. That's pretty good for his pretty nice for his rookie season. And I've been preaching this ever since this guy been playing. How many times since the All-Star break that Jae'Sean Tate has been playing?
He got no minutes. He got no minutes, baby. And it's nothing against Jae'Sean Tate, man. He's good, but we're trying to develop. Yeah. And what we should have done is the Mavs were offering 2 second-round picks for him. We should have traded him. Yep. We should have just got rid of him. But maybe we have something planned for him in the offseason. He's still on a team-friendly contract. We still got 2 more years on him after this. We could move him around. Jae'Sean Tate is a guy that we definitely could be moving here shortly. But, you're right. Cam Whitmore plays more. Jae'Sean Tate plays less.
Again, I've been on that train since the All-Star break. It's not working. No slouch to Jae'Sean Tate. Love Jae'Sean Tate. Happy for all those years he's been here. But we just recognize, Cam Whitmore at this point is just a better player. It's just a better player for what we want. For what we want. For what we want.
A more intriguing player.
For what we want, I think Cam Whitmore is the better fit and the better player for what we want. For another team, no, Jae'Sean Tate can go help out a playoff team. He can be good for a playoff team. He can eat up minutes for a playoff team. But for this team, and for this team right here, Cam Whitmore is a better fit and a better player for what we want.
Yeah, we want shooters on our team, and Jae'Sean Tate's made as many threes, I think, as Amen Thompson. Not looking too good, bud. But going forward, I think that's all we've got. So before we end it off, we're gonna announce our winner for the Houston Rockets basketball tickets for the game March 6th against the Los Angeles Clippers. So thank you guys for staying until the end. Congratulations to AK_BVS. That is his account. So be sure to go check that out. But thanks, man. Appreciate you for playing. Love giving away free stuff. So if you guys want free things in the future, obviously just keep commenting. We share us around, let us know. But we do plan on we're gonna come out with some new merch soon here eventually, going into the beginning of next season. Of course, we're gonna come out with definitely more ticket availabilities for people. Just keep playing, man. But again, congratulations, my boy. We will be sending those to you ASAP. Thanks for playing. And thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening for the entire H-Town Rundown Houston Rockets basketball podcast. Be sure to follow my boy at Coach Dante31 on the X app, as well as Instagram. And guys, he's got a YouTube channel. Please check it out, man. Go comment under his stuff. He is popping off over there for anything NFL, Astros, Houston Rockets, baby. He is the Houston's sports library man himself. And then, of course, for your main host, be sure to follow me at Drip. That's 2Ps _GAWD on the X app, as well as Instagram. Thank you guys for watching. Dante, see you on the flip side, baby.
Yes, sir.
Let's get out of here.
Go.